Our first tonight, disruption on the railways continues as passengers prepare for a third day of strike action tomorrow.
It's affecting people all over the country, of course. And in the Lake District, businesses are heading into a summer weekend with no trains for visitors to arrive on.
Our reporter Fiona Marley Paterson has been following the roller coaster that these businesses have been on for the last few years, and she joins us from Windermere. Fiona.
Yes, it is quite a big blow for these businesses, particularly ones like this one, which is part of the public transport here in the Lakes. It connects onto the trains, so they are feeling the loss of that business. But it is perhaps not the biggest blow facing these businesses. So the majority of passengers on the Lakes line coming into Windermere are tourists, but it's actually only quite a small proportion of the overall visitors coming to the Lake District. In fact, it might be as much as 90% aren't arriving by train. So it is noticeably quiet here today and indeed on this boat, but it's impossible to say whether it's the rail strikes that are causing that. Rail strikes on Saturday, no replacement buses. Passengers advised not to travel from Tuesday to Sunday. Across the road from Windermere Station, it's not good news for this hotel.
Many of our customers, they travel by train, so we did have few cancellations on Sunday. So I would say that we lost at least a couple £1,000. And also it created a lot of stress in the customers that they have been traveling to the hotel since Thursday. So we had many phone calls, I would say over 50 phone calls of people that they are upset, they are worried, of course, because that, you know, they're scared that their train is going to be cancelled or they're not going to be able to travel and probably they're going to lose their money. We were planning for a very busy weekend and we're not going to have that busy weekend because of the rail strike. And on top of not being able to welcome, you know, as many people as we would like this year, we don't really need something else that affects the people travelling.
Windermere Lake Cruises is one of the most affected. They rely on day trippers, and it's something you can do without a car. Over 100,000 of their customers come by train every year.
We think about 7 to 10% came by train. In a normal year, we'd carry 1.63 million passenger journeys, so 7 to 8% of that is quite high. We're currently this year about 20% down on where we would be in a normal year. That isn't just down to the rail strikes, that is down to fuel prices, cost of living, and consumers just kind of holding back a little bit. It's just one more hit on tourism.
But much of the Lake District isn't well served by public transport. Many businesses say most of their visitors come by car, so the rail strikes aren't affecting them that much.
Our visitor figures have been okay. We think that probably affecting us more is the cost of living crisis at the moment. So a lot of families come to the Lakes, particularly to the World of Beatrix Potter, and I think on the whole they are probably coming in the car. Usually a lot of international visitors come by train to us, come from London and hop off at Windermere and come down. And we haven't had as many international visitors this year due to the restrictions only just easing. So that may have affected those visitors, but we weren't seeing as many of those anyway.
The vast majority of visitors come by car, but most rail passengers on the Lakes line north of Lancaster are tourists. They may only be a small proportion of the tourists here, but businesses are still feeling their loss. So is it quiet here today because people are finding it harder to get here? Or is it the price of fuel or the cost of living crisis or the fact that you can get cheaper holidays abroad? Or indeed, is it the factor that we are perhaps most susceptible to here in the Lake District, the weather? There are yellow warnings for thunderstorms across much of the north of England and the south of Scotland tonight. And on Tuesday and Thursday, when there were rail strikes, there was also quite good weather. So the effect of the weather on the tourism figures means that we might actually never really know the true impact of these rail strikes on this industry.
Fiona Marley Paterson, thank you for talking us through those different factors affecting a really important business. Thank you.